जय माता। चरणं शरणं रमाम्बिगे, चरणं शरणं त्र्यम्बके। O Devi, thy Shakti alone pervades as the soul of the universe. Thou alone embodies the power of myriad deities. Ambika, who alone is the object of worship of gods and sages, to thee we prostrate in devotion, bestow on us all that is auspicious. Devi Mahatmya. As recollections rise up in my mind about the different phases of Divine Mother's ministry, her visit to Delhi assumes great importance. It was one of the last of such visits before she went to stay at her abode in Shaktinagar. Ever since Mother's visit to Kanyakumari, the land's end of India, I used to wonder if Mother would also visit Delhi, the capital of India, in her divine work of spiritual renaissance. Actually, about 4 decades back, in 1951, when my daughter Sati and her husband were leaving for Delhi, Mother smilingly asked them, "Don't you want Mother to come to Delhi and stay with you?" I knew that even such seemingly simple words of Mother had great import. Years were to pass before those words became a reality, and my daughter and her husband were blessed to have Mother in their home. Her words were born out of her own divine sankalpa, accomplishing their own purpose at destined times. It was during the Diamond Jubilee celebrations at Ahmednagar that devotees from Delhi expressed their cherished desire to Mother, requesting her to visit Delhi. From 1961, bhajans and satsangs had been going on in Delhi in the homes of devotees. When I was going back to Bombay from Ahmednagar, Mother suddenly told me I should go to Delhi and remain there for some time. Later, I was able to visit Delhi and take part in all the spiritual activities there. Towards the end of the year 1971, there was a governing body meeting at Ahmednagar which I attended. Mother was very pleased I had come and insisted I go back to Delhi and start Namajapa and Indian prayers in the Mandali there. On my way back to Delhi, I stayed for a day at Bombay. My son tried his best to dissuade me from going back as war with Pakistan seemed imminent. But Mother's words impelled me to take the next plane to Delhi. In Delhi, I was immersed in Namajapa and prayers. All the devotees too were enthusiastic in holding invocatory prayers at their homes and at different places. Suddenly, the war was upon us. The possibility of Delhi being bombed seemed very real. Those were dark and dismal days. The intensity of our prayers invoked Mother's grace and gave us all courage and serenity in those trying days. Even though enemy planes came up to Delhi, the city was not bombed, and to our great relief, peace was declared. During such wars and calamities, Mother's heart wept for humanity. Each drop of those tears annihilated sorrow, created peace, and intervened even in world catastrophes. Who can plumb the depth of her unconditional compassion? Once during the Indo-Chinese War, a devotee had prayed to Mother to destroy the enemies to save Bharat. Mother's answer was, "Mother cannot wish destruction on anyone. Even the Chinese are my children. For Mother, there is no differentiation, for all are God's children. But you have the duty to pray to the Supreme Being to protect your country. It is your dharma." Remembering those words, I realized the purpose of Mother's insistence that I should go back to Delhi and guide the devotees in concentrated japa and prayers for our country's safety. Our thought cannot encompass the Mother, nor can our knowledge comprehend her, for she is above and beyond our human mind. In January, we had a phone call from Mr. Broadwaker, a devoted disciple, informing us that Mother was coming to Delhi in February. During the preceding months, we had been praying that Mother would visit us. So great was our joy to hear the news. Among the earlier disciples of Mother at Delhi were Mr. and Mrs. B.S. Rao, Mr. and Mrs. B.V. Hola, Mr. and Mrs. Balakrishnan, and others. All of us joyfully started making plans and programs. Mother's birthday was to be celebrated in Delhi. A party of devotees too were accompanying Mother. A separate house was arranged for them. We planned to put up tents in our garden where we could move so that Mother, Tara Devi, Dr. Pai, and others with them could have the house to themselves. Mrs. Vimal Shiralkar, a close and dear friend of ours, and also a devoted disciple of Mother's, at whose house the bhajans had originally started in Delhi, came from Bombay and stayed with us to be of service to Mother. It was on 15th February that Mother arrived in Delhi. Shivering in the midst of a cold wave, we were gathered at the New Delhi railway station early in the morning. Mother stepped down from the train, smiling in benediction, her hands raised in blessing as we bowed down. With reverence and joy, we welcomed Mother into our house. After a day of rest, discourses and darshans started. At Delhi, the devotees who were drawn to Mother were sadhakas, seekers, some of whom were foreigners, all traversing the path to truth. In Mother, the earlier Mahabhavas had begun to subside even as waves in the ocean of her infinitude. What the devotees experienced in Mother was the unique blending of the Guru, the source of all wisdom, and the Mother who was approachable in love's tender intimacy. They witnessed with awe the Brahmic state of Samadhi were magnificent and sublime. She shone as the Supreme One. In some instant recognition came that Mother was their chosen deity. Others recognized her as the Guru they had been seeking. And yet others, seeing Mother's Samadhi for the first time, experienced a peace, a stilling of their minds not experienced before. One day, there was a gathering of special invitees, most of whom were seeing Mother for the first time. Some were scholars well versed in philosophy, others who had been practicing sadhana, and still others who had come from places adjacent to Delhi hearing of Mother. In the illuminating talk that Mother gave in English, vitalizing Vedantic truths flowed from her, touching each heart, answering unspoken doubts, and in the end she entered Samadhi. Great was the power that manifested, and everybody sat absorbed in meditation. Many received her inner mystic touch. Such was the tremendous impact that when Mother came back to consciousness, all there bowed down praying to Mother to grant them Upadesha Diksha. Never before had I seen such surrender and recognition of Mother's divinity in so many in such a short time. Though no initiation was planned, in a couple of days Mother granted Upadesha to all of them. Charanam Sharanam Ramambige Charanam Sharanam Trayambage. Jai Mata.